from the scripture from Ephesians chapter 1. For this reason, ever since I heard about your faith in Jesus Christ and your love for all of God's people, I have stopped giving thanks for you, remembering you in my prayers. I keep asking the God of our Jesus Christ, the glorious Creator, may give you the spirit of wisdom and revelation, so that you may know God better. I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, in order that you may know the hope to which God has called you, the riches of God's glorious inheritance, and the incomparably great power for us who believe. Let the church hear what the Spirit has today.
Thanks be to God.
I didn't know that one could direct a choir. That was pretty impressive, sir.
What?
Thank you. A couple of things I want to acknowledge before we begin. I want to tell you that the reason that slip of paper that is in your bulletin is called an insert, is it there? Has little hollies? That means insert it in your pocket, insert it in your jacket, insert it somewhere that you can take it home, and you know everything that's going on in December. I'm sure you heard a proud mother up here acknowledge the fact that that little classical piece, it sounded like Moonlight Sonata to me, was Leona Ambina's debut on our 1906 Steinway Grand. Thank you. And you of course recognize Mary Ann on the organ, taking care of the choir and us. And Stan had said that he was going to tell you there was a misprint in the bulletin today, because the bulletin says that Candy Hawley was going to do the offering. I don't know, he chickened out, or well, anyway, there were a number of switches that had to happen. I thought it would have been funny if you'd have said it. Reflections on gratitude. Now, to start with, today's worship service was supposed to have been all music. And we were going to do a special little sort of Marine hymn to sort of announce that maybe the future Commandant of the United States Marine Corps would be here this morning. That is, of course, Adam Marsh, sitting over here behind the camera. We hope you make it that far, and if not, you are in our hearts, and it's always good to see you, Adam. I also was going to sing a solo called Summertime, because my sister Sally and I used to have to sing that as kids, until Sally finally and my other sister Dixie would cry if Mother let me sing with them. I don't know why. I love to sing. The fact that they didn't sing the same key, or I didn't always sing the same key, I don't know what that's about. Anyway, so the service was supposed to look and move a little bit differently for today than it is, but this is First Congregational in Paris, and we do things sometimes differently, and today was different. It's also nice to see you, Jess, and Johanna, and Juliana. On Thursday, by 2:30, 3 o'clock, the 25 people that we were having at our clubhouse for Thanksgiving arrived. The table had been set since early morning. Somebody worked on doing ribbon. Somebody else put flowers in little mason jars and wrapped ribbons around them. And everybody that was supposed to be there got there. Well, okay, George and Lori, they were supposed to be there, but they were off at some other family thing. As people began to come in, I understood what my grandma used to say was, my heart gets so full that sometimes it runs down my cheeks. I remember looking over at my nephew Derek, who was laughing. There was cousins around him, and I just cried. Not because I was sad, not because it was hard, but it was so very rich. I wasn't happy the first time at Thanksgiving that I realized that the great aunts who were crotchety when I was little, they had been replaced, and I was one of the people that replaced them. So I'll be Aunt Marie, Sally. You get to be Aunt Ivy. You're the grandma? Okay, you get to be our grandma, whatever it is. When those positions shift, it's scary. It's scary. I remember the first time I did communion in a charter church as the pastor. I was the senior pastor. I was not 30 yet. I was the senior pastor. And it went, Dorothy, from being just a phrase on the bulletin to, what do I know? I'm not 30 yet. I don't know if you can relate to some of that shifting or not. But the thing that I come away from those with is gratitude for time that I got to study somebody else. Now, my grandmother, I think, never made a mistake in her life. She would tell you that's not true. I think my mother has never messed anything up, and she would tell you that's not true. I never noticed. My guess, Johanna, is that you think your Gigi never made a mistake in her life. I could tell you some things about Gigi. But it's always what they think of us, isn't it? I understand why you were with your daughters. I understand, Dorothy, when you disappear and go hang out with your brother in Texas, or go to Pennsylvania and hang out with our boy that we all have a brother. Those moments of gratitude. There was a post, and I think Marcel, it was yours, after your Uncle Mark had passed from here into eternity. I think was it Michelle then? Okay, so it was Michelle. She posted this gratitude for all of the time that they had together. It took me a while to get to that place after my grandma left to go to eternity. But one day, all of a sudden, we're all sitting around and we're remembering those outrageous things that Grandma used to do. Like, sometimes we'd be stupid and we would dare her to chase us. Well, that was stupid because Grandma could do that. When we're little, we learn how to say thank you. But for some of us, it takes a long time to understand the depth and the power of that word, thank you. If we had been, for instance, raised as Jesus was in a Jewish environment and in Jewish worship, we would know that the very first word in any prayer that we ever offer is Baruch. It's sort of a combination of thank you and be blessed. That's why I say sometimes that when we say thank you to people, that is a blessing all by itself. We're grateful for simple things, and we get grateful at a deeper level as we age. My great niece Ashley was one of those little kids who learned and had a wonderful vocabulary very quickly. Now, my sister worked at a facility that people either had independent apartments or had some assisted living or they needed a lot of care. And so there was always different activities and they always needed volunteers to come in and do things. And Ashley, at 2 or 3 years old, was a volunteer on bingo night. Her favorite thing to do was to take the prizes and carry them out to the different people who won a bingo game. One of those curmudgeon people lived there. Actually, she was kind of grumpy looking. And one night she won a prize. And Ashley, she never walked, she didn't run, but she would bounce. And so Ashley bounced over to where her wheelchair was and she gave her a prize. The woman took it and put it in her lap and just sat there looking like the curmudgeon that she was. Ashley, it was a brave little girl. Excuse me. You say thank you, I say you're welcome. It was later on in that woman's life that Ashley ran up to her one night, crawled up in her lap, and took a nap. Now, most of the adults in the room wouldn't have much to do with that woman, but Ashley did. I'd just like to think that because she was able to teach that woman a lesson, that they had some sort of a little bond that made a difference. I say thank you for being here. You say, or you say, I feel welcome, which is what I hope. Gratitude is a costly thing sometimes. And so are the words that we use to describe gratitude. But again, the first word of any prayer any Jewish person would ever have prayed is Baruch. And the prayer would go on. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ha'mati lekum min haaretz. And what all of that together means, a fountain of blessing you are. You are. You are. Source of all life, of all of the world's source of nourishment that is bread that you bring from the earth. Blessing. Thank you is a blessing. It was a blessing to sit there and watch my nephew laugh. My hope is that there was some part of Thanksgiving week that was a blessing for you. Because some of you have been such blessings to other people. Sometimes when we are at our best, we don't even know it. Sometimes when we've done the most for somebody, we will dismiss it as, oh, that's just something to do or be. Thanksgiving is almost always, or used to be almost always, celebrated as a festival of sorts, the bringing in of crops that were grown. Even in Paris Valley, there were crops that initially pioneers were able to grow here and bring into harvest. The Thanksgiving for people of faith is also about a harvest of who you are and who you're going to be. You say, well, I'm already 70, whatever. So, there are people at 91 still swimming across the English Channel. There are people at 86 that are still jumping around in ways that I never did at 6. It's not about our physical strength or health. It is always about what we will let our heart be open to. I said to Terry Thanksgiving night when everybody had left our house, the clubhouse was sort of cleaned and put away, I need to write my nephew's letters. They're maybe not old enough now to understand what their coming here meant, but at some point they will. It made me wonder if there aren't people that I should encourage you to write letters to, notes to. Are there people that need to know that they are important to you in ways that they never think about or that you never talk about? And maybe then are there people that need to say to you, what a blessing you are. I'll pray for them to speak to you and that you can hear that. Give Me Oil in My Lamp was one of those choruses I didn't know you could sing without a tambourine, but I'm glad you did without a tambourine. I like the piece because the church, regardless of what we might imagine it should be, the church ought to be a place where you come and feel a little challenged, a little comforted, new oil, new energy, and you go from here to be like how we are together in here. I had a hard time picking a hymn that I thought went with Thanksgiving and gratitude and given the notion of a music service. But Sunshine in My Soul, that seemed like a good thing to think about, to go out on, because it is sunny, it is bright. We had people in the swimming pool, and we all are related to people who were shoveling snow. There's sunshine. So you take whatever you need from this time of worship, you take it out the door along with that insert so that you know what's going on in December. You give away the very best that you got. We'll close out this season of gratitude with a lot of giving that will make us all better, all stronger. It will also make us all richer. God bless us all. God bless you. Amen.